We're going to take a look at Trevor Jukes' old Louisvilles that work in the Gisborne Wharf, moving the log piles to the ships that take the logs overseas.
The operation generally in here with the logs to load the ships, using the bunker trucks, double bolster Bailey bridges, is proving to be one of the quickest and most safe ways of getting the logs onto the boats. They've got a tremendous loading history of speed and efficiency. The guys just haul up on the end of the stack, get a load whacked aboard them, pull up to a scaling station down by the ship. That's the green platform there with a little hut on the end. On a beautiful day like today, you'd be out there with a sun hat, but in the middle of a southerly storm, it's a bit miserable down there for the guys. Then one of the things we've just done recently is to get a lot of these small forward Louisvilles. They're very user-friendly for the drivers, easy to clamber in and out, and nice and safe and cosy on a miserable day. These guys are working on a couple of shifts, 24 hours round the clock. They get a couple of half-hour breaks, but by and large everything flicks over and keeps running all the time. It's quite a challenging job and quite demanding, just to not get bored going round and round in circles.
What inspired you to get the Louisvilles over something else?
The main reason for the Louisvilles was the ease of access for the drivers. We had a lot of old TM Bedfords and early days D-series Fords, Isuzus, other odds and sods of old tractor units, but they're too damned hard when you get to 60 years old and the knee joints are getting a bit bendy and a bit achy. And we wanted something that was really user-friendly for the drivers. And it took me a year or two of looking, and then these things became available, and man alive, they are the bee's knees. They're really
suited to the job.
Sweet as for this sort of job, yeah. Beautiful gearing, they're comfortable to ride round in, and they're just the gears.
How many horsepower are they, Trevor?
They're only 230 horsepower, I think, 230, 250, something like that. They were part of Bill Richardson's marvellous fleet of concrete trucks. And they're again one of Jukesy's specials, you know, second time round. You don't find Jukesy buying a new truck very often, eh? It's sort of historical when you find me buying a new truck, something's going wrong in the world. Bit of a fan for getting something that's proved to work right, and then we'll take it a few miles further.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep. Well, that trailer pulling along there now is one we've just made up. It's 3 metres wide. We widened the wheel track, axle spacing and everything out, and it's given us a really good, stable, secure, big load of logs.
So they just stay on the wharf, they don't go anywhere else?
Yep, they're just completely for off-road work, but we keep the trucks certified up to COF standard, just from a safety point of view.
Yep.
The trailers are all checked regularly.
The load just getting pulled out there now, where the loader was.
Yep, that chap's just hauling away and the next one comes in. But yeah, it's quite demanding. The loader drivers have just got to lose the plotter fraction and you've got a bent bolster. It happens once or twice a year, and occasionally the odd driver gets a wee bit tired and clips a stack of logs, and you suddenly find the leading axle of the Bailey bridge is trying to join the second one. But again, not often, once a year sort of thing.
So how many trucks do you have down there, Jukesy?
We got 7 that we use down here.
Oh, okay. And what are the other trucks doing the same thing?
Yep,
I mean,
the other trucks. Yeah, the Enter and the Kenworth are forest haulages trucks. They work in there as well. So we're just part of a big team, and we all get stuck in and hammer it while the going's good. But this is a beautiful day, man alive, when the wind blows from the south and the southeast. It gets to be a pretty miserable working environment down there. Very open and exposed and cold as charity. And that's where these little cabs come in. They've got a good heater and they're really a sweet, comfy thing to ride around in.
And a radio?
What's that? You're supposed to be able to sing a song.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But we had one bad mishap here with a ship going out the harbour entry that got washed up on the beach. He was going out in stormy weather, a boat called the Jody, and it was quite a bit of entertainment for the punters in town for a few weeks until they got it back off the beach. But
so the truck just going down with boxes or something on it. You have normal stores here as well.
Yeah, you'll notice a store down there with Nisho Iwai, the big bulk store, and that's storing all the manufactured material from Duke and Nisho's sawmill. If you were to pan up and away from the wharf and look back into the background, there's a big white mill building way over in the background there. That building in the background is the Duke and Nisho sawmill, and they manufacture a lot of material. They do a tremendous job for our community, bring the logs in, process them, add value to them, truck it down to the store down on the wharf. And on the right, the ship on the right of the log boat that's loading is currently the one that's taking this material from Duke and Nisho's store off to the markets.
Yeah, there it goes.
And you might just see them slinging a load of material aboard now.
So if you don't mind me asking, how do you get paid by the load? Do you get paid by the log? You get paid by the ton? You get paid by just being there? It's like a contract where you get X amount just for being there?
Now, you're getting a bit embarrassing. We don't get paid in life. We come to play and have fun.
Oh, fair enough.
Hey, no, we get enough to get 3 square meals and a bit of a laugh out of life. And, yeah, it's one of life's challenges.
So the drivers have green safety shirt, vests and hard hats?
Oh yes, it's very, very stringent health and safety requirements down here.
Steel cap boots, the lot.
You know what it's like on a port. If someone turns up in a pair of gumboots, the whole lot get their ass kicked.
Oh, okay.
The requirements down here, look, if you don't injure a person down here, you kill a person so easily. We've never lost a man on this wharf operation. No one has lost a man. We've had a few very close shaves, various operators down here, but the safety of our guys is absolutely paramount. It's no joking matter. It's got to be the first requirement when you come on board.
How long does it take to load one of these things?
Well, I'm not quite sure of the loading rate. I'll check it out for you, but we can be here sometimes 3 days on a boat, 24/7, take 30,000 tonnes out. So 10,000 tonnes a day going in there.
So your trucks get hot seated?
Yeah, the guys are just, one guy steps out of the truck, the next guy steps in. As I say, the only brakes are just a couple of small smoko brakes on each shift.
Yes.
Otherwise the trucks just don't stop.
Right.
The same applies with the loader drivers, the water tank drivers laying the dust. Everybody's on call, full on, and there's no stopping whatsoever.
So the trucks are automatic or got gearboxes?
No, they're all gearboxes. These little Louisvilles are mighty. We just leave them in the bottom range of the box, use 5 gears. They'll do the 20 Ks that we're allowed to use in the log yard. It's limited to 20 K for safety reasons. And if it wasn't for safety reasons, it would be because of the size of the potholes in the yard at times.
Right.
But no, they're just ideal for it.
Oh, so you've got a lovely little contract there.
Oh, it's a great little exercise. It's when it starts to go wrong on a cold, wet night. That's the aggravating thing. But apart from that, you know, it's a good, steady little plotter of a job.
Did the guys in the green shirts next to do you have is there somebody guiding these trucks in each time they come in? They've got to park it just so they can sort of work it with the crane?
Well, the guys down on the port hanging onto the wires there,
yes,
they'll just give the driver a nod when he pulls up in the right spot,
oh, yes,
just to guide them forward. But it's a routine. You soon learn where the rivet is in the ship, where you stop alongside or mark on the ground.
Yeah.
Or
There's another mark there. There's two frames there with two green frames with somebody standing on it. What's that for?
the 2 green frames are what's called scaling stations. The driver in the yellow truck has just pulled up alongside one. The chap that has a little fold down ramp, and he just walks out with a scanner gun,
Yes.
and like a barcode reader,
Yes.
and reads the labels on the logs.
Oh, okay.
And so the audit trail of the logs from the forest into the yard, onto the truck, into the boat, check, check, check.
So each log's got a number.
They can literally tell within minutes during the day how many tons of logs have flowed into that ship.
Good God.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And
There's another load of logs going on there. Look, it's just those what would you call them? Not diggers, loaders.
yeah,
That's an
yeah,
enormous
they're
stack of logs on them.
They're big. They usually use the wheel loaders for loading the logs out. They find they're quick and manoeuvrable. But you'll notice further down the yard there's a round to the left. You might see one of Mike Trelaw's Pacific Haulage's trucks down there, and that's one of the larger loaders they use to unload the trucks that are coming in. So bear in mind there's 5,000 tonne of logs a day coming in here, while we're loading 10,000 tonne out in the day onto the ships.
Yeah.
So those larger loaders down there, they can pick up the whole bunk load off the
That's
truck.
the loader with the white roof there.
Yeah,
With the man
I
standing
just
beside
forget the name of them. And you'll see another one in the background there, just pulling away now. So there's a constant stream of guys just pulling up, weighing their loads, scaling the loads, unloading them into stockpile. And at the other end of the yard, there's us with our little Tonka toys, whipping them away to the shipside.
That's amazing. So there you go. Thanks very much, Trevor, and I hope that's a little insight to what happens to the logs once they leave the forest, head off down the road, and where they actually go.